I previously worked on super yachts, and I was a witness to the vast overconsumption that we glamorise, and we really make it look so attractive, and there's a part of that overconsumption that's so unhealthy. When I came back and decided that I didn't want to work in that industry anymore, I really wanted to do something that meant more to me. At the time I thought that was going to be something to do with forestry or some sort of environmental impact, but Patrick's a family friend, and we ended up having a conversation about the difference that sustainable farming could make as an alternative to, or in addition with, like forestry or planting, because plants actually are the most available, like ready to implement way of drawing down carbon from the atmosphere into the ground and repurposing it into something more useful. So obviously as the plants breathe, they retain the carbon, they take in carbon dioxide, they retain the carbon and exude oxygen. So sustainable farming, it's such a broadly positive thing, but like it has a positive impact on air quality, water pollution mitigation, obviously the carbon drawdown effect. But in planting a diversity such as this and really playing on the plant's natural inclination to reciprocate with one another, we are also supporting biodiversity in a way that is just so heartwarming.
We plant this in the end of July, and the end of July then this grows throughout the summer into the autumn time, and then in early winter we bring in the livestock. We strip graze them here with an electric fence because they would trample it all and they would waste the most of it. So they strip graze it till they get all the utilise it all, and then we move the fence, and we keep moving the fence. After this is finished, we'll have a lot more root structure and plant life, and we'll also have cow manure and all that, so there'll be nutrients there. That'll get a light till, and we'll sow that out with new multi-species grass. So there'll be a multi-species of grass and clovers. Clovers are legumes, and they draw nitrogen from the atmosphere. So the principle is that we don't add a lot of artificial inputs. Number one, because they're costly, and number two, because they're damaging. All those chemicals are essentially salt-based, whether it be glyphosate or artificial fertilizers or chemical sprays. They're salts that exist in nature, but we have coupled them together with other chemicals that help them move through the soil and the plant and either kill the plant or help it grow. But ultimately salt is a disinfectant, so it's damaging to the soil if you put too much on. So it's about reducing to a level that someday we'll understand better. That it's not acceptable to go back to the old ways, because the old ways didn't feed anybody. People were in starvation, and there wasn't the population there is today. But we do have to share the old-fashioned understanding of nature with modern science, and if we get that right, then we'll all be very healthy.
Where there is food, there is life, and we're feeding so much more than the cows. We are feeding so much more than the humans who will enjoy the arable crops that will be planted on this ground. We're feeding our nature, our native species that are just, they're being denied that in so many other places. This is something that can be implemented across your farm. This is not donate an acre or donate 10 acres and that's it and you're done over there. When we're saying that to the farmers that we hope to collaborate with, it would be do it over there so you see that it works, and then we'll do it on the whole field. Not just, don't get me wrong, wildflower swaths are so valuable. Letting your wet areas stay wet, and having ponds and having that is so important. But this is more about, it can be applied across your fields, and it can be used if you use this process or these practices, you can eliminate the need for the chemicals upon which our soil has become dependent in recent history. So